A swimmer's hands can never be too skilled, they can never be too strong. If we want to optimize swimmers' ability to create a ton of propulsion with their arms, we need to make sure their hands are working as effectively as possible. Hi everyone, Andrew here, helping you help your swimmers get faster. If the better the hands work, the faster swimmers go. We want to use every strategy we have to help swimmers improve their ability to use their hands to create speed. And while there are lots of stroke-specific drills that can help swimmers learn how to create more propulsion within the context of a given stroke, the more effective their hands are with skillfully interacting with the water with a lot of strength, the more effective swimmers are going to be at executing any of those drills. So if we can improve swimmers' general ability to interact with the water and create a ton of propulsion, we can help them get better at creating propulsion in any stroke. Feel plus force equals speed. So swimmers need skill and they need strength to create propulsion. So if they can create more force and they can apply that force more effectively, they are going to go fast. So finding strategies that allow swimmers to learn how to create more force and learn how to apply that force more effectively is a key goal. When it comes to creating a lot of propulsion, the process is largely driven by the hands. So swimmers need to be able to feel the pressure that they're creating in the water in order to create more propulsion. And they also need to have the strength to accept the force, to accept the pressure that swimmers exert on the water. So if the fingers and the hands aren't stable, they can't control the forces that are moving through them. They can't control the pressure that's being applied to them. They're not going to be able to take advantage of the skill that they may have. To make a comparison, if we had a car that had this gigantic, super powerful engine and they had flat tires, the car isn't going to be able to display the amount of power that the engine has. It's the same thing with the hands. If the fingers aren't strong enough to control the forces that swimmers are able to create, swimmers aren't going to be able to go fast. And the fingers are often the weak link. They move around a lot, they're not stable, they're not easily controlled, and not only do they not necessarily possess the optimal strength, they may not be as sensitive as they otherwise could be in terms of picking up the pressure differences that are critical for creating propulsion. And so regular swimming is only going to challenge the swimmers so much. So if we want to help improve the strength and skill of swimmers' fingers, we're going to need a different strategy. That strategy is ultimately a simple one. Have swimmers swim one finger at a time. That can be their pointer finger, that can be their middle finger, that can be their ring finger, that can be their pinky finger, it can even be their thumb. If there's only one finger, swimmers are going to be a lot more aware of the pressure that they're creating. They're going to learn to feel what's happening as the water flows over that digit. And because only one finger is working at a time, the flow is going to be completely different. They're going to be a lot more aware of what's happening, and they're going to be a lot more aware of how that finger is interacting with the water. It's also going to help develop strength because if one finger is extended and all the water pressure is going through that finger is going to kind of get moved around a little bit, and the swimmer is going to have to develop strength in that finger in order to maintain the position. And if those fingers are stronger, they're going to be better able to resist the pressure that's being applied to them, and that's going to allow swimmers to create more propulsion. And when swimmers use single finger swimming, what they'll notice is that their finger kind of moves all over the place. It can be pretty difficult to control it when it's by itself, when the other fingers aren't there, and so swimmers can learn how to control, how to stabilize the finger, especially at speed. And again, if they can control what their hand's doing, they can better control the position that they're able to execute. They're going to be able to better apply more forces, which is ultimately going to lead to more propulsion, which is going to lead to more speed. There are several important considerations here in order to optimize the implementation of this strategy. First of all is to be conservative. Don't use long distances, don't do a lot of volume, and don't use the same finger all at once for an extended period of time. If swimmers are used to only using the hand, and then just go to one finger, that's going to be more pressure on that one finger. It might get bent back a little bit, so it can be a little bit of a stressor on the tissues of the finger, and that's what we want. We want to be able to develop more strength, more control, more skill, but that just means we need to be conservative with loading the fingers. So not doing a lot of work at first is going to be safer. It's going to give them a better chance to adapt without running the risk of injury. If you want to do a lot of single finger work, just rotate through the fingers. Don't do a lot of one finger all at once, and that's going to help give each individual finger a break. Once swimmers get more successful, once swimmers are getting more comfortable with it, then we need to continue to challenge it so you can combine this strategy with other skill development strategies. Give them performance goals, ask them to hit certain speeds, ask them to hit certain stroke counts, ask them to hit certain stroke rates. You can add resistance to it, which is obviously going to apply even more pressure to the hand and to the fingers. You can use training aids, weight belts, fins, Anything goes there in order to further challenge them. You can also use this strategy with drills, particularly those aimed at helping swimmers create more propulsion so that swimmers can get some more stroke-specific work to help improve their skills in a specific manner. When using this strategy, I like to rotate the fingers. So number 1 is pinky, number 2 is ring finger, number 3 is middle, number 4 is index finger as an example. And I like to do that, one, because it changes what swimmers are feeling, and that creates them a little bit more of a challenge. They have to figure out how to adjust what they're doing, and it allows us to get a little bit more work done without overstressing any one finger. And again, that ties into the first point of being conservative. A way to get more work in while still being conservative is to rotate the fingers. And so any strategy you wanted to use, any set you wanted to use, you can implement single finger swimming to help swimmers get a little bit more awareness of what they're feeling from a pressure standpoint, and also help to develop the strength and control necessary to hold a ton of water and also resist any loss of position at higher speeds, and especially when they get tired. So this is an aerobic backstroke set, and so what they're going to do, they're going to go 425s backstroke with a buoy. So we've got the buoy in to put more stress on the upper body. They're going to rotate a single finger, so each 25 is going to be a different finger, and they're going to build a strong on every one of those. All the pressure is going into the finger. They've got to add speed to that. Then they're going to go 4 200s. They're going to go 100 rotating single finger, so 25 of each finger posture, and then they're going to go 100 backstroke. They're going to go the same stroke count on the single finger and then the open hand, but they're going to try to go a big negative split. So once they get the full hand back and they can use the same stroke count, they should be able to go a lot faster. 1, because they have the open hand. 2, put more effort into it. They should be able to create more speed. Next piece, we're going to use the same basic pattern. We're going to go 425s done the same way. And the goal here is to really apply the same skills, help swimmers feel what their hands are doing, what their fingers are doing. Then we're going 4 150s. Now it's a 50 rotating single finger backstroke. So every 25 again, they're going to switch through it, and then they're going to go 100 backstroke again on the back half of that 150. That second 100, when it's full stroke swimming, they're going to go faster than the 100s in the first round, and they're going to use the same stroke count. Then they're going to finish with 425s backstroke with a buoy, set it up with rotating single finger, build a strong on those again, help them feel the skills, get a little bit more work with the single finger, hopefully help them feel more effectively what they're doing on the next chunk of it. Then they're going 4 100s backstroke. They are best average at the same stroke count, so it should be faster than the second round as well. So we're using this skill to help swimmers feel what they're doing, to get a little bit more work using one finger at a time, and then we're going to give them the chance to try to execute those skills, give them the chance to hold more water, and do that while being really consistent with the stroke counts and getting faster as they go, all in an aerobic context. This is a breaststroke set working on pulling, a little bit more skill oriented. They're going to go 8 rounds through of a 75 and 3 25s. The 75 is always breaststroke with dolphin kick, plus 25 3 pulls 1 kick, plus 25 2 pulls 1 kick. The odd rounds, they're going to try to take as few strokes as possible. The even rounds, they're going to add 2 strokes from the odd round, the previous odd round, and they're going to go strong. So if they took 6 strokes a lap on the odd round, on the even round, they're going to go 8 strokes a lap, and they're going to go as strong as they can. They're going to go single finger on these 75s, and after every 2 rounds, they're going to switch positions with their fingers. So the first 2 rounds can be pinky finger, the next 2 rounds can be ring finger, etc. Then they're going to go 325s breaststroke. Odd rounds, they're going to take away a stroke each 25 and try to hold their speed. On the even rounds, they're going to add a stroke each 25 and go big descend 1 to 3. So for instance, if they went 6 strokes in 15 seconds on the first 25 of the odd round, then they're going to try to go 5 strokes in 15 seconds and then 4 strokes in 15 seconds. On the even rounds, if they start off with 4 strokes in 15 seconds, then they're going to go to 5 strokes and 6 strokes, and they're going to try to descend as much as possible. So we're challenging swimmers with their pulling in different finger positions, and then we're giving them the chance to execute with some regular breaststroke, holding a ton of water, trying to be efficient, and trying to be fast. Next set is a very simple one. We're using different finger positions to help swimmers learn how to create length and speed in butterfly. So they're going to start off with 425s with fins. They're going to go minimize stroke count and time, and they're going to rotate single finger. So they're trying to go as long as they can. They're trying to go as fast as they can. They're also using 1 finger at a time, and they're changing their finger position each 25. The added twist here is we're going to go fins. So when they have the extra leg drive, that's going to get them moving through the water faster, and it's going to feel like they're not holding as much water with their upper body. And when they only have 1 finger, it's going to feel like they're holding even less water. So it's going to be relatively difficult for them to feel what they're doing and feel how to execute those skills. But then when they take the fins off, they open the hand up, and then they go 25 butterfly, minimize stroke count and time. It's going to feel like they have all the time in the world to set up their stroke. It's going to feel like their hands are gigantic, And that's going to help them learn how to create a ton of propulsion. So by using the fins, using the single finger, we're sensitizing them to the flow of the water. We're making it happen faster than normal. And then when we go back to normal speeds, we take away the fins, we open up the hands. It's going to feel like everything's happening in slow motion. And that's going to help them create more propulsion with the upper body. And because we're minimizing stroke count, we're minimizing time, they're getting some objective feedback as to how effective they're being. Each round, they want to see if they can be better. Then they'll finish each round with a 25 butterfly fast, just letting it rip. And again, hopefully it'll feel like they can hold a ton of water, they can create a lot of propulsion, and they can create a lot of speed. If you want to learn another great strategy for helping swimmers learn how to create a lot of propulsion by changing the shape and the size of their hand, check out the video below.